Let's understand promises in JavaScript. So imagine we're going to have a promise that we will create, which is equal to new promise. So we're going to create a new promise object. This promise object will have a callback function that accepts two parameters. One of them is resolve and the other one is reject. We're going to use an error function right here. And let's define a variable that has the name success that is going to be equal to true. And we're going to say if success, so if success is equal to true, then we're going to resolve this one and we're going to say it worked. Otherwise, we're going to say that we're going to reject and it did not work. So now we have a promise. If we have success right here, we're going to resolve the promise. Otherwise, we're going to reject the promise. And this is obviously a very, very simple case. In reality, you usually use promises to fetch data, for example. So now we just created this promise, but we're not really using it right now. So we need to use it. So we can use a promise by saying promise, in our case, dot. Then we can call the then block. The then block will be executed if the promise will be resolved. So let's call that one. Right here, we again need a function. We're going to get a result. The result is what we're getting back from this result function. And now let's just say console.log, and we're going to console.log the result. Now we can also add a catch block right here. So we're essentially chaining methods right here. And inside of the catch block, it's a pretty similar procedure. The difference is that we're not getting a result right here, but we're getting an error right here. And obviously the names are up to you. You could also say that this is a result as well, but the convention is that you call this one error because it's more like an error. And we're just getting this text right here if we're getting an error. So we can also just say console.log and let's just console.log the error. We're going to save that one. We're going to run the code. And as you can see, we're getting it worked because success is true right now. But this one can also be false. So we're going to run this one again. And now it did not work because success is equal to false. So a promise is just something that says, I will promise you that in the future, you will get a result. And once you get this result, I'm going to get back to you. And I'm either going to resolve the promise and get you the result, or I'm going to reject the promise and I'm going to give you an error message.